Hey, Coach, does this mean you're going to keep the hook and ladder play around for a while?
Keep
Are you going to keep the hook and ladder play in the playbook
yeah,
for a while?
well, what a game. I mean, both teams, I thought, played their hearts out, and obviously we have the utmost respect for Nate Oates and his program and his players, and so hard to guard, really hard to guard. But to be honest with you, I was calling timeout. I didn't see the play. I knew when the way they lined up, Shaq and I made eye contact, and I felt like if he could get it and get it as far down the floor, if we could just get it across half court and have 1 second on the clock, we got a play where I thought we could get a high percentage shot instead of the shot from half court. But he. Oh, they know what to do there. And he's normally not in that position, but again, I looked at him and said, "You got to go, you got to go." And I told him, they know I'm going to call the timeout. I made one good coaching move today. I didn't tell the referee I was going to call timeout. I normally tell them, and they would have probably given it to me, But I'm screaming, and I did not see the shot, but I'm happy for Jahmai. He's been just an incredible everything. I mean, he exemplifies everything that you want in a player, a person. Great family, and the way that his free throw, getting fouled, going to get the ball. To be frank, coaches were asking, do I want to go big? I said, I want Shaq on the court. I want him out there. And because he's been through a lot this time of year, he knows what it's about. Big play at the free throw line to make those free throws, and then obviously at the end. But the 5-second count was huge, obviously. But, again, when I looked at Nate, I mean, I've been on that side before where somebody throws it up, and his teams, again, they play so hard. And again, I think they're better than they were a year ago, and we know they went to the Final Four. Their offensive rebound is really underrated, and they did a great job there doing that. Our turnovers in the first half gave them, 12 or 14 points, and we keep talking about we need to find a way to clean up 5 possessions a game where we're not just giving those baskets away, but we found a way, and I love this group of guys, and we know we've got to continue to improve. I think every team in the country, if they want to continue to play and be there at the end, got to get better. But again, just proud of the effort our guys gave today against an outstanding basketball team.
What goes into that final defensive possession, not to foul, and then to force the 5-second count out of the timeout?
Well, we weren't going to foul. We felt, we have confidence, and, it's really, I mean, a lot of things go through your mind there. There's a lot that goes through your mind. Do we want to foul? We don't want them to have a walk-off win like we had. You don't want that. But, again, you got to give our guys credit. Stayed with it. I thought, again, we knew that we didn't want to do was we felt they would really try to work hard to get to the rim. We really felt like that. We knew once they got there that we didn't want them to kick out for a three. If they were going to make a three, we were hoping it was to be off a bounce. And they make it. But we just didn't want to let them. And we obviously didn't want to foul them. And then the 5-second count, we went with the biggest lineup we could put out there, and it worked out for us. And then, again, I'll be honest with you, Shaq's never been in that position where he was today. But his basketball IQ and the fact we've done it enough, he saw it. And, again, my deal was if he couldn't get to Z to go, but he shot it, and I'm glad he did. I'm glad the referee didn't hear me calling timeout.
Can you talk about Zakai getting that second foul 3.5 minutes in, and just how you thought the game transpired from there?
Well, it obviously takes away some of our aggression defensively, and him. And again, I thought our guys really played hard through that. I kept thinking to myself, and we're talking about as a coaching staff, do I really want them to sit here for 16 minutes? You know what I'm saying? And again, we're talking to the staff. Do we want to, if we can stay within striking distance so he doesn't pick up a third foul? Because it's so hard for him not to be aggressive. And the way the game's being called, and again, I thought the officiating was consistent all day. and but he can't help himself sometimes. He really can't. But then I thought Jordan got tired. And at that time, I thought it was critical that we find a way to stay there. And they did a really smart thing. And again, we knew it. They went at him every chance they got when he was out there in the first half. But maybe in the long run, the fact that he got a little more rest, but Jordan's three-point bucket at the end was a big play. It was a huge play in the game. That was a big one because we had struggled up to that point there in the last couple of possessions. But again, maybe I should have put him in a little bit earlier. I don't know. I'm not sure I would have if I didn't think Jordan was tired. I'm not sure I wouldn't have kept him there because both of those thoughts were going through my mind. We put him back. He picks up the third one, or because I knew they would go at him. I mean, they were going to, and they had players that are capable of doing that. And they're hard enough to guard anyway, let alone trying to put him in a tough situation like that. And again, he's got so much pride in himself. They did it one time, he's not going to let it happen, and I just know how he is. But it worked out.
Just going to the order I saw the hands. Noah, Reese, then Wes.
Coach, right here, you talk about being on the other side of it in your career. I think Jeff Jarnigan said out there that Jahmai hit that about the same spot Chris Lofton hit the shot against Texas. I mean, any memory of that?
I got a great memory of it. We earned a 5-second count. They didn't. We got a bad call. They didn't today. That's what I remember. They had a 5-second call inside, but it wasn't even 3. So yeah, that's what I remember about that shot.
Reese, coach in the back here, there was just talking about Jahmai hitting the shot before that. He grabbed the rebound and got fouled. What does it say about him that when the whole bench is yelling at him to go get it, he gets it?
It just goes to show you his impact and understanding what it takes to win basketball games. Again, he's and we knew he had to stay aggressive. Even we came out of the timeout when he had to foul when he fouled Nelson. That's him trying to make. He's always trying to make plays. I mean, even as fouls today he got, he was going in trying to just make plays. And he's a high-level competitor, and mentally he's gotten so much better at understanding every spot on the court. But that's why, again, as coaches, we want him out there because he's going to find a way to try to make something happen.
A close win against a rival with two teams like this is always going to feel good, but the fact that it was such an uphill slog for so much of the game with, moments y'all didn't like, calls y'all didn't like, just coming up short, how much more do games win when you meet them like that, or when you win them like that, and what's to say about the guys?
Well, I think today says a lot about our guys. I mean, we weren't perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I thought we played hard, and again, I don't ever want to take away anything from Alabama because they are incredibly. I mean, all you got to do is look at where they are every year, their consistency, where they are in the program that Nate's built there. But we fought. Again, without Zakai in the first half, it puts us in a little bit of. I think D. Stone coming in the game, his threes. I mean, everybody made a play. Igor, I thought, was really focused today. And actually, when he fouled in the backcourt, we were yelling no foul, and he thought we yelled foul. And it just works out sometimes, And but anytime you win against, again, just and our guys have a great deal of respect for Alabama and how hard they are and how well they shoot it. And, we know that if you give them a chance to shoot, they're going to. The other night they shot 45, made 24 of them. And we know you got to guard. And even when you guard, they're great at they constantly moving, pass, chase it, get it. And go through a game like that, I thought our guys, the prep was good last couple of days, and we knew it would be a hard-fought game, and it was. And again, the way it ended, I don't, what can I say? It worked out for us today. It all bounced our way today.
Gain he gave you offensively, both running the point and being able to score like he did.
I thought Jordan, through a part of the game when he made some really big plays. He did, and he came up huge today. He really did. I mean, Jordan is, and he was having to guard some. I mean, you got to guard those guys. I mean, they were quick. They work hard at getting downhill. They're putting hard fouls on you. They can shoot it. But where he's improved so much in so many different ways. But when he gets going, that little mid-range game, he loves it. He's good at it. But he at maybe the most critical time, he was at his best today.
Rick, just to follow up on the game winner, trying to call a timeout. Looking at the replay, it looks like you're still frustrated with not getting the timeout when the guys are running on the floor. How long do you think? What was the indication that he hit the shot that you didn't see it? How long do you think it took till you knew he hit it?
When the crowd went nuts, you know, and I'm looking up and like, don't call timeout. You know, I think I'm right up against it. And I have to tell you, full disclosure, that's happened to me twice in my career. When I was at Texas, we were playing at Providence. The score was tied, 4 seconds on the clock. P.J. Tucker took the ball out, exact same play, but they were able to throw back to him. And I told him to dribble to half court. And then I said, you go as far as you can go, I'll call timeout. And I kid you not, he crossed half court, and it's like the Red Sea parted. But I, for whatever reason, called timeout. The referees don't see it, and he lays it in, and we win the game. So twice I've called timeout, and thank goodness the referee didn't see it. So, but Shaq and I made eye contact. I said, you can't get it back, you got to go with it. And I didn't want him to worry about the time. I just want him to go. And but I can't wait to see it because I didn't see it. I didn't see any part of it. And obviously when I looked up and I saw Nate, and it's hard to play as hard as you play and lose those games, but sometimes it's the way it works out. And because I've got so much respect for he and his program and his players, and especially when both teams fought hard today. They did. Both teams went at it. High level game. That's what you expected, and so I told the guys, I guess, welcome to March. You know.
Lobbied to keep Mashack in the game there at the end. He kept making plays over those final 30 seconds. What was going through your mind to make that decision pay off?
Because I've seen him do it. Right now, that's one of the biggest things. We're talking to the guys that have never been in these kind of games this time of year. I said it's not a lot about X's and O's. It's about toughness, making plays, and the fact is that's what he does. That's how he plays. And but there was no question in my mind that I said he's got to be out there, and he willed his way into. He made the free throws and he made the shot, but again, the 5 second was a big play for us.
Coach, just the atmosphere, the environment, the crowd. Can you speak to that today?
You know, when I walked out to do the radio show, I said, I really thank God for the blessing of coming to Tennessee and so many people I've met. And I said the first thing I said was, it's great to be a Tennessee Volunteer. And I've been around the game a long time. And actually, when I walked off the floor, I told Danny White, I said, there's none better. There's not a better fan base in the entire country. And it's not just in our sport. Here today was electric. It was just the crowd came to their feet, and they stayed in it. And when we were even down, they stayed with it. And but our fan base here, I don't care what you pick a sport, it's just phenomenal. And all I can truly say is I'm thankful that God brought me here and our family, and it's great to be a Tennessee Volunteer.
Coach, just go off Ryan's question about Jordan. What to say about his growth, that he was able to affect the game the way he was, and still went, 0 for 2 from 3, but, able to give you what he did?
Well, he's become arguably our best driver, and he can score at all 3 levels. We came out when we needed a basket. Honestly, we went to him. He was our first option. When we came out, we got him going downhill, and he got fouled, got it high off the glass. But I think that's probably that probably tells you how we feel about him. The fact that he's worked his way into where we are as confident putting the ball in his hand in any situation, and he's worked so hard to get better defensively, and he's a huge part of this, and he's made some big baskets since he's been here. And today, it's a hard when you have to play Alabama. They're so good in the first 10 seconds, and they're so disciplined. Again, I thought they did a really good job of trying to take advantage of, throwing over tops and fade screens, those type things. And your guards get hit a lot. And that's what even makes it more impressive when you can still stay effective on the offensive end when had to play defense as long and as hard as we do, and his conditioning's gotten. That's the biggest difference between him now and where he was a year ago. His conditioning has gone to a whole different level.
Anything else? All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.